She's going to talk to us about something very important, you know, as young women. What is entrepreneurship? But what is entrepreneurship for transformative change? How do you build a career in entrepreneurship by centering your purpose, your dreams? And I think it all starts with one very important question, which I think our sister Naboo has pinned, is who you are, who are you, what are your dreams, and how do you center all these elements into whatever you undertake in life to make sure that you live a purpose-driven life and impact others beyond yourself. So today we have our grande sœur, Naboo, who is going to talk to us about entrepreneurship for transformative change. Naboo is bigger than life. I don't even have the words to really describe or yeah, but what I can say is that I'm sure you will learn a lot today. So I'm going to leave the floor to our sister, and she's going to lead us through entrepreneurship for transformative change. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me here, ladies, and good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I just want to know among you who is planning to be an entrepreneur or who is already an entrepreneur. Can you say like yes in the chat? Can I see answers in the chat? I want to know who is an entrepreneur or who is planning to be an entrepreneur. Because you know, entrepreneurship, yes, you are an entrepreneur, or yes, you're planning to be one. Ruth. Oh, okay, nice. Fantastic. So entrepreneurship is not for the faint-hearted, and Ruth will agree with me, but also it's the path to freedom. Is the path to expressing yourself, and nothing stops you, whether you are a manager in a company, nothing stops you from having also an entrepreneurial activity on the side. I believe that now, more than ever, we are transversal people and we are multi-dimensional people. We're not just one person. You can be an executive in a big company or anywhere, and you can also be an entrepreneur on the side for your own sake, because you need to express yourself in some ways. Before, we used to say that hobbies were the only ways of expressing ourselves, our real selves. But also now entrepreneurship is a way and a path to express yourself as a person and impact the society at large as an entrepreneur. Because I believe that even if you impact only people around you, there's a ripple effect, and you will obviously impact the people that are impacted by the people you're impacting. So you're impacting society in some ways. So my personal journey as an entrepreneur started when I finished working in telecom companies. I've worked in telecommunications for a long time as very high levels, executive director, managing director, deputy managing director. And I just decided that I wanted to do something else, because I'm the kind of person who's always chasing the next challenge. I hardly get satisfied when I get over one challenge. I need another challenge. That's my personality. That's what keeps me going. So I had to find out what I wanted to do. And the first advice I will let you know is everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but it's not about copying what other people are doing. It's about finding what you can do that will bring value to the society and create value for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you don't do entrepreneurship to be, it's not philanthropy. You do it because you want to make money. And you have to be clear about the fact of that you want to make money. Why I'm saying that is because we women, we are always a bit shy. We don't like saying our prices. We don't know how to chase for the money we're owed, actually. And we don't know how to ask for what we deserve and ask what we are owed. It's something we all experience. So it's very important for you to make sure that don't be afraid to put the prices on the value of what you deserve to be paid for what you're doing. First and foremost, as Verlaine said, the first journey is to discover yourself. I'm not saying that it's not a destination, it's a journey. You will update your identity as time goes by. You will be one person at some point, and you will become another person at another point. What matters is throughout the journey, just always be authentic and be yourself. Never compromise your personality, who you are, for anyone, for anybody, and certainly not for a business. What I mean about that is integrity is important. No matter, money is not worth losing your integrity. being lost in some kind of scams, because you know that to be an entrepreneur is also very risky, because you don't know who you're going to get across with, who you're going to work with, and who's going to influence you. Sometimes you can meet some people that are not very honest. Personally, I've experienced my PA that worked with me for 9 years managed to steal $100,000 from me in 3 years' time. And I didn't know, because I gave her all my trust. That's another issue, something that I did wrong. I gave too much of my trust. And I gave so much trust that I was not controlling anymore. So you need to make sure that when you start something, you're on top of your industry. You know what you're doing, you know what your staff is doing. And if you're pursuing other issues, make sure that you have put control processes in such a way that you know what they're doing, how they're doing it, and don't give 100% of your trust. Don't do like me. I'm just saying, don't do like me. Do as I say, but don't do as I do, please. My other point is that once you have identified what really drives you, and don't be disappointed. Don't be don't be stopped by people who tell you, don't do that, so many people are doing this, don't do this, so many people are doing. You can do the same thing as other people because it's your calling, but you will do it in your own way of doing it. You have your own personality. The way someone is doing clothes is not the same way that you're going to be if you're a designer. The way someone is doing cakes is not going to be the same way that you're going to do cakes. You have your own personality, and make sure that whatever field you choose to go into, keep your personality inside it. Always have your soul and your spirit inside your business. As I said before, don't compromise who you are, no matter what you do, whether you're a hairdresser, whether you're going to become a beautician, whether you're going to become a cosmetic designer, whether you're going to become a search, you're going to be a researcher, you want to have your own things, whether you're going to do something in AI or science, no matter what you're doing, make sure that you don't compromise with who you are. Make sure also that there's no stupid idea. There's no small ideas. There's no idea. There's no new idea also. Sometimes you have an idea, you want to do it, and the minute you turn your back, you have not done it, you've just had planned to do it, you see that someone is doing it. An idea is as good as when it's implemented. Unless your idea is implemented, there's no value to it. So make sure that you implement your ideas and start where you are with what you have. You don't need billions to start. Just start little, step by step. Start doing your research, start doing your information searching, start having an insight of the industry in which you want to know, start meeting and knowing people who do what you want to do. Look for role models in the industry that you're trying to get into, and make sure that you try to learn from them as much as possible. Sometimes you have mentors that don't know you. For example, if it's a big chef that you want to impersonate, you want to become a big chef and you follow a big chef on social networks or on YouTube, you don't need to know them, but by looking at them, watching what they're doing, following their model, learning from their experience, listening to their videos, you have a mentor that doesn't know you, but you're learning from them. So beside having a mentor that doesn't know you, have also a mentor that knows you in your industry or in another industry that can give you advice on life and advice on how to be with someone on your entrepreneurial journey. Because entrepreneurship is a very lonely journey. You need to share with other people your experience. Sometimes you will get to a point where you will just want to put a bullet in your head, say, why didn't I stay in that great job that I had? I had a great salary. Why am I suffering like that today? But when you reach that point, that means you're almost going to get the money that you've been working for. So don't get discouraged at all. It's not going to be easy. As I told you last time, I was saying that nothing is easy in life, but entrepreneurship is even harder. You're going to need to be doing your homework. Don't count on your network. Believe me, if you know 100 people, it's not 100 people that will come and support you. The people that will come and support you sometimes are the people that have never heard of you. They don't know you. They will just know you because you did your homework and you did your marketing right. Make sure that no matter what you do the job, sweat the job in order to be known, in order to promise to advertise your product, do your marketing right. Don't rely on anyone. Don't rely on any network that you have. The network is good, but once your network that has not supported you see that other people outside of them are supporting you, they will come back to you. But believe me, your friends are not always the one that support you in the business. And I'm sure that what I'm saying, you're experiencing it. Some of you that are entrepreneurs or even managers, you know how it is. Even if your company is doing something, you're asking your close people to support you. They're not always supporting you. It's always people coming from other places that have heard of the product, heard of you, heard of your company that will come and support you. But for them to come and support you, you have to sweat the sweat. You have to do the job. You have to do the marketing. You have to do the research. You have to do the reaching out. You have to do the right communication. So no, nothing is going to be given to you for free. You will have to do the work for it. So this is my second one. My first point is your idea. Second point, idea. Your idea is not stupid. Your idea has to portray what you really want to do. Don't be afraid of doing something that someone else is doing, because your way will always be unique. It will be your own way. Secondly, don't give your trust to your people. Make sure that no matter which system you put in place, you have a control of what is happening. Thirdly, make sure that you sweat the sweat. You do the job to market your product. Fourthly, if you really want to impact, make sure that you look at around you. What are the industries where I can impact my community? There's a lot to do into impact entrepreneurship right now. Agribusiness transformation for those who are especially in Africa, there's a lot to do. You can do distribution, help entrepreneurs who are doing things in our countries that don't have markets. Some people are doing amazing things, but they don't know how to market them and they don't know where to find the marketplace. This is also a business opportunity that is very impactful, because you're helping the women at the base of the community who are doing things that are fantabulous, but that don't get access to markets. You can also do in such a way, and impact in such a way that you have, for example, I'm just taking an example. If you do a business, make sure that when you are a bit advanced and that you move forward with your business, make sure that you create a training center. People can come, they will be like interns, you will train them. They may even pay a small fee to you. If you cannot afford to have them for free, they can pay a small fee. You're like a training center, at the same time a school, at the same time they're helping you develop your business. You're empowering some people, you're impacting, you're transforming the society, you're giving them a job, because when they leave you, they will be able to go and start their own little business on the side with the knowledge that they have learned from you. The other point I'm going to say, I don't believe in competition. I always say that to my business partners, because we have an impact investment incubator here in Côte d'Ivoire called Impact Hub. And one of my business partners was saying, no, we should not do advertise opportunities. I say we have to advertise opportunities. Don't be afraid of competition. I don't think competition is a problem for you. It is a problem if you don't do your job, but if you're doing the best you can to be out there and be good, you will never be afraid of competition. You will even advertise for competition, because sometimes you will have so much work that you will have to redirect your jobs or your offer or buy from your competition to distribute to your customers. So make sure you develop the right, relevant networks in your industry so that you can have a backup in case you have problems of productions or you can supply. If you have a good network of people within your industry, they can help you, support you, supply you, and also you can altogether, leveraging your network, you can altogether be a force and a strength and a lobby in order to push the governments to implement laws that were more favorable to your industry. So network as much as you can with people in the industry, in your ecosystem. Make sure you develop right relationships in your ecosystem. Another thing too that is important as an entrepreneur is to listen to the market. Don't just do something because you love it. Make sure that maybe you love it, but how can you do it in such a way that it will resonate to your customers or to the target market the market you're targeting. Talking about market you're targeting, make sure that you have a right market study. I'm not telling you to invest in a very sophisticated one, but just go and look at people who do what you do, what we call competitors in marketing. As I said, I don't believe really in competition. go and see what they're doing, go and see what they're doing well that works well, and draw inspiration from that. It's not about copying, but inspiring yourself. There's nothing wrong with taking inspiration from other people. If you see that a trend is on, follow the trend, improve it, adapt it to your own flavor, put it out there. But the trends are there because people follow them. And if people follow them, when you start with a trend, then you make the money. If you're an independent worker, you do counseling or advisory, make sure that you always keep yourself updated by training yourself continuously. Don't stop training yourself. When you see people at a certain level, it's because they learn from others. They are very humble because they know that the more you learn, the less you feel like you know. So train yourself. Even if you think you know an industry, go and look for more experts that can empower you and give you more knowledge. Go online. There's so many resources to learn from, so much information. Just make sure that when you offer a service, my advice would be focus on a niche market. Like if you want to be a designer, clothes designer, you said, okay, I want to do designing for women. Am I going to do like relaxed dress or clothes for them to stay at home? Or just pick a niche where you can start from, develop a network of customers in that niche. And when you're done with that niche, then you can expand to other products. The strength of the niche is that you address a certain kind of person that are looking for a certain type of things, and they will come straight to you and you will develop your market on that. Make sure that you have visibility when you start your business, either internet, social media pages. Social media pages are very important. People will go on social media and get to your internet website from your social media. So make sure that you have a strong brand that you're developing for yourself, your personal brand, but also for your business. So these are things that I really wanted to share with you because I believe that entrepreneurship is one of the keys. And I'm not saying that you should leave your job. If you have a job, you can be an entrepreneur with all the possibilities. You can be an online entrepreneur. You can have a small something that you decide to buy or sell. You can have a small service that you can give away on the side, an expertise that you've had in your job that you can share. And I would love to listen to the expertise that you guys can share or that the things that you want to share. You said that you want to be an entrepreneur. Do you have an idea? I think you have an idea of which kind of entrepreneurs you want to do, entrepreneurship you want to do, or which kind of field you want to be into. I would love now for it to be much more interactive. I think I spoke for like 20 minutes. So we're more like going to exchange now and talk together so that you can tell me, can someone share with me which kind of business they want to do?
Naboo, wow, I think we all have so many comments. Twitter is on fire because the quotes, each quote you share is like feeding for us. You know, there's so much knowledge and so much experience, and I was myself on Twitter and it was just on fire. So thank you so much for all the great tips and that you shared on how to start and where to go and the process, etc. Perhaps we can open the floor, and I love
yes, I would love that.
That if some of our sisters can unmute and show their cameras, please come in. Thank you.
Ladies, show up and shine. Okay, I'm going to ask Annette, what kind of entrepreneurship do you want to do? Is she still here, Annette?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Annette. Yeah, tell me, what do you want to do?
Much.
You're welcome.
I actually want to be involved in social entrepreneurship. Yes. Working with women and young girls. That's what I want to get involved in. Yes.
So it's very important. What you're planning to do is important, and what matters the most in social entrepreneurship today, in order to get the right target, but also the right support from the ecosystem, is to have a very strong brand, personal brand on yourself and on your organization or whichever thing that you're going to start. But I think you can start already from where you are. You know, you don't need to be formalized. You can start from where you are, implement some little things, do some small videos. Don't wait to be ready to start. Start anytime and improve. You know, we have to be very agile nowadays. You can't just wait for the whole thing to be perfect to start something. You just have to start. Caroline, I think you want to share?
Oh, I'm not ready to share right now.
Go, Caroline.
No?
Caroline. Go, Caroline.
Hi, Caroline.
Go
So,
ahead.
Umi, do you want to
Okay.
share? Umi,
Um,
what are you planning to do, Umi?
Well, in answering your question, there is a product that I've been thinking about that I would like to offer. And I, for the past couple of years, I've been in the startup and tech industry. So it's a tech product. So to how you were speaking about doing like the research to at least get started, I think that's where I'm at, because I'm not a technical person.
All right. So what? And you have technical people around you. They can help you. You know, that's also one thing. You need to know how to ask other people, because most of the time we just sit in our corners and we don't ask for help. There's some people start tech business and they're not tech, but they ask to the right people, you know? So don't be afraid and go out there and ask for the information. Lucky enough, you're in the industry, so you have people around you, so you can ask them. Some will help you, some won't, but just focus on those who will.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Umi Ba?
Yes, Ma, I am here.
So what are you planning to do? What is your plan? How do you plan to?
For me, it is in agriculture. I'm still learning, like you said. I want to make research first and then see really how to start it, because kind of my family and my elder brother is into it, but I want to also make sure that I'm part of it so I can expand it more. So that's what I'm planning. But like you said, I want to do research more and learn and get to know what are the advantages and disadvantages. And the last time we had one already on agriculture, so I'm just going to contact him and take it from there.
I just want to add something, Umi. Don't research for too long. You can learn as you do too. You know, too much research. You know, the problem with people who want to school like us, we think that we have to research, and you can spend 10 years researching before you start. Just sometimes you can learn by doing. You learn as you go. So it's quite important to also just take the risk, and the day you feel like you're ready, and even if you're not ready, because you will never be ready, just say, okay, I'm going to start. And then you will learn as you go. I think it's important.
Okay, Ma. Thank you.
You're welcome. Setu. Next, Setu. I'm just taking the order. Setu or Ruth? Ruth? Is Ruth here? No, Setu? No.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, Ruth. Say, Ruth, tell me about your entrepreneurial journey.
So, so this entrepreneurial journey just started. It started with the COVID period, the pandemic. There's been a lot of conversation about self-care. There's been a lot of conversation about trying to take care of yourself because the times are hard.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what happened. I live with a chronic illness. So very many times, even the simplest tasks are very tedious for me because I am in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that that I have learned to do for myself is to have a self-care routine that helps me feel better, helps me be better, but also allows me to relax and heal my body. So one of the things that I thought about was, because I saw how very many ladies around me were struggling during
My
the
mother
pandemic.
lives in chronic pain, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yes. So I decided to put together gift boxes that have self-care items. And it was just small things. It's a little candle, something for your hair, maybe some edibles, either some candy or some chocolate, then maybe a bottle of wine, a card that says it is well. And so I put those together and sent out to about 7 of my friends. Oh, they weren't my friends, but they're people that I knew that were having a hard time during this pandemic. And everyone was reduced to tears. When they came back, because it was a surprise and this is something I just wanted to do for them. And yeah, so then I decided, and then they asked, "Are you doing this?" I said, "What do you mean, am I doing this?" They said, "This is a gift that you have to be able to curate little boxes or things that you can put in that help women feel better about themselves, but also the thought that comes with the package." So far, I am working on my 3rd order. The first one wanted 6 boxes. Someone wanted 1. Now I'm working on another 6 boxes. I have started to. I don't have a lot of capital or whatever, but I decided to just go on Alibaba and see what is out there. So I managed to pick about 5-6 items that I am going to ship in from China. They're very small. They're all just like 100 pieces each. And then I'm also working on my branding so that when someone sees the box, they know, oh, this is where the box is from. I've put up my Instagram channel because that's what I'm going to use for marketing. And yeah, so that is the plan as of now. So I am new to the journey, but this is something I've always loved to do.
No, it's good. Congratulations for taking the step forward. I mean, I think you deserve a round of applause. I know everybody is on mute, but we shall applaud you. And
Thank you.
I believe that, yes, applause for her, please, for Ruth. There are girls that are applauding for you. Fatima! What I want to say, Ruth, I have an idea for you too. Maybe you can add a small breathing routine or breathing exercises, a small paper with breathing exercises, and give a reference of music people can listen to relax or something like that. And maybe a bit of poetry, a little poems printed out.
I know the poems are already there. I already had I put a poem.
Oh,
and
perfect.
I'm working on a few others.
And then okay, so a breathing routine that people can have, and that kind of thing. I think it's a great idea because it's much needed in those hard times. We need to feel that we are caring for each other. So I'm sure that you're going to be big into that.
I hope so.
But remember that it's not going to be easy because the more order you're going to have, the more money you're going to make, and the more money you're going to need. And when you're going to need that money, you will have to structure yourself in such a way that you can really raise money for your business. But there's a lot, and because people in hospitals will need it, people will need it. Yeah. Like me, if you were around me, I would be ordering from you right now because I would think about people. So it's a very, very good idea.
Thank you very much.
Zaytuna or Setu, Zaytuna? Is Zaytuna here? I think she left. Not here anymore. I think Juliana, what would you do? Juliana, are you here?
Yes.
Yes, you said you hope so. Do you have any idea in mind?
Yes, thank you, Nabu. I'm Juliana. I'm from Brazil. I work on a consultants providing expertise advice on agri-food systems. And I hope that in the future I can develop my own project. I had an experience 1 year ago with refugee people, with foreign citizens living in another country, in Italy, where I lived. And I would feel glad actually to create a project, social impacted, oriented regarding these communities. With a specific target. But now currently I'm working on the private sector. So, and I feel very challenging and quite intimidated by the environment I'm today, because it's a very male-oriented environment. And for me, the hardest part is I noted here, do your market right. For me, it's the challenge that I'm facing now, like to prove somehow my expertise and maybe to build partnerships for this future project.
Thank you, Juliana, for sharing. I believe that what is the strength of Zahara's dream is having a network, and you can tap into the network to see how some people can open doors for you in some projects, because I believe that there's a big potential there for you, and it is very, very important to be in a network. The network will give you the strength and the opening in order to really see how you can make things happen on your side. So go for it. Forget about the male environment. You're worth it. You can do it. And I'm sure that you're going to. But I think you should start already in investigating be more specific on what you want to do, on the niche advice and the niche consultancy that you want, the project that you want to get to, so that you can source your projects from the group or from other networks where you are in, and start with small projects. Maybe even, what is good also sometimes when you want to be an entrepreneur, you can start with entrepreneurs that are on in incubators who are into the agro system, and maybe you can give pro bono advices or consultation to start with, and then build your expertise on that, build your name on that, and progressively you will have people who you helped when they had nothing. They can hire you when they have something, So I guess it's a good way to start. Congratulations. I want to, is Setu back?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much,
Setu,
Naboo.
you're welcome. So Setu, tell us about your future or current entrepreneurial project.
I'm thinking about, so back home, I have a lot of my aunts that work with, they make shea butter, like organic and, but they're in like remote places, and like you were talking about, they make all these great products, but there's really no way to access the market, and nowadays we know, like, all the, excellent, like, skincare product like shea butter is in everything. So I'm just thinking, how can I really help or create something to help create a market so they can sell the product. But I don't even know where to begin. I've been starting, to do some research and see, like, how this is possible. But I'm not sure yet. But I think the other piece is that, again, when you have a full-time job, you're comfortable, you're like, oh my God. But I do understand, you don't have to quit your job to necessarily do that. You can really figure out, start, and then, things might change along the way. But it's really that, like, how do you really create a market for the shea butter?
I think you have a market already. The market is there. The only thing is that I want to emphasize one point is when I finished my studies, my tutor told me one thing. He said, put everything that you learned at school on the side and use your common sense. The problem when you have high education is fantastic, but it can also be a blockage for entrepreneurship. And in our countries, when you see people who succeed at entrepreneurship, the most are people who didn't go to school. This is a fact, because they don't overthink things. The fact of overthinking may stop you. So sometimes just take it very simple, break it down in, okay, I want to bring markets to the ladies who do shea butter back home. Who do I know that does it? Who can I meet that does it? If you meet one lady who does it, you can connect with her and see how can you help, how can you transform. They have usually in that industry, they have packaging issues, they have branding issues, they have market access issues. So how can you bring solutions? They have the products, how can you solve that? And who can you know that does transformation of shea butter that can improve the quality of what they're doing? Maybe you can buy bulk from them, or import from whoever is importing wherever you are, and start doing your own transformation. So it's very, very, very important. Very important. Don't overthink it.
Thank you.
Just, sometimes you just got to go. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to stumble. You're going to fall. But you have to just start. You learn through mistakes. You learn through lessons. Mistakes are lessons. Because sometimes, I remember one day my uncle was telling me, You have so many dreams and ideas, and one day you wake up, you're in your 50s or 60s, and you have not done anything just because you thought that you had to be perfect to start. You know, it's better to fail, because you'll fail at some point, than not to have done and have no stories to tell. Of course, we don't do things to fail, but I mean, that's the journey. That's life. Life is about ups and downs. You know, we have to be realistic about it. It's like when people tell, those love stories in romance, they don't exist. They have beautiful stories, but all the stories are not easy, So you have to just embrace it and start from where you are. I was an employee when I started being an entrepreneur. When I had my children, I took 2 years off and I started a company. I was selling children's clothes. I just loved it. So I just said, oh, okay, it's fun. I did it for 2 years and I went back to work. And when I was working in telecom, I opened 2 shops. One shop, I love anything that smells good, all the lavender, all the things. So I opened a shop like this. I knew I could not afford the rent on my own. So I called another friend and I said, okay, let's share the rent. And she does all these custom jewelry she brings from Lebanon. So we did it. And then I had another shop with 2 friends who were doing ladies' clothes that I was importing from Paris and everything. So you can share your dreams. Also, don't try to do everything on your own. Hire co-founders. That's the best experience I've had. Like at the incubator here, we have 5 co-founders. Sometimes you think you can do it on your own. You have a network, Zara Network. Launch a message. Who wants to be a co-founder with me in that project? Vet the person, discuss around. That's how I was hired by some friends to be a co-founder in an incubator. We're looking for co-founders. We have 2 or 3 persons. We need 2 more. I didn't know some of them. I knew 2 of them, the other ones. And then we're getting along very well business-wise. So don't try to do everything on your own. Share the responsibility, share the things. So it's very important. Who else has an interest? Zaytun, I think she's not here anymore. I'm going to let you ask me questions. Yes, Ruth, where are you? I saw that you said you're in Nairobi. Are you in Nairobi?
No, I'm in Uganda. I'm in Kampala.
Oh, you're in Kampala. Okay, I was in Kampala not so long ago. I have few friends in Kampala. Okay. I went to give a keynote speech in Uganda early March. It was an amazing experience. And Matoke.
Okay. Yes.
So I'm open for questions.
Hello.
Hello.
If I can come in and ask. So
Yes.
I'm very happy to be here. Umi was telling me about this initiative. I work with UN Women on the Anti-Stereotype Alliance, and we seek to eradicate harmful gender stereotypes from media and advertising. And I've been working with Gambia Mission as well at the UN. And I'm really interested in pursuing entrepreneurship, a career in entrepreneurship, combining my knowledge of gender equality and also my knowledge that I have acquired while working for the Gambia Mission. But I don't really know how to get there. And for now, my journey is to try and get some experience at the UN, and then after do a master's in business administration. But I wanted to ask you, because I don't have a tangible idea yet, is this a good path to pursue to find something that people need and to work on this, or would you recommend something else?
I would recommend, thank you first and foremost, and yeah, I love Gambia too. What I would say is that it's not just about what they need, it's about what you have to give to. It's an intersection. It's just not about what they give, it's about what you can give, what you know, what you can modelize, because you have to find a business model around what you want to do. Because the hardest part of everything that we have ideas, but the hardest part is to really modelize it in such a way that we make money and we do get a business out of it, whether it's a social enterprise or a commercial enterprise. So what I would recommend, there's a very good tool that you can use. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's a business canvas model, a BMC. I will find out the link and send you a model. I have some somewhere. And if you have a business model canvas, you just fill in the form. It will tell you, let me find out if I can get it online and share a model with you, because I think it's a very interesting tool. it's not a business plan, but it's a startup. It starts the business. It allows you to answer some questions and clarify your idea. Let me just find out if I can. Business model Canva picture. Let me find a picture, and then I will share my screen with you. Okay.
Allô, Nabou?
Oui?
Ah, ok, merci. Peut-être que j'ai une question.
Oui, vas-y.
La question que, oh, sorry, speaking French. Sorry. So actually, maybe I can drop it very quickly. Nabou is going to share more about it at the end, but we're looking to engage the Francophone community as well. Sorry for the French dropping here. The question I have is, if you are working, I think it joins a bit Anna's question about, working in international institutions, etc. Is there space if you're working, for instance, for a big organization or, public sector, if it's in government or, even city hall, wherever, is there any place for you to start entrepreneurship? Is it feasible for you to be both, for instance, a public servant and then, do entrepreneurship? What's your advice on that? How do you see that?
I think, for me, honestly speaking, I think there's a space for it. I'm just going to share with you the story of a young lady. I wish she was here with us today, and I will definitely introduce her to the community since the community is coming into French. So she is from Niger Republic, and she had that job at a bank, and she designs bags. She has that passion for designing handmade bag from Niger. And last few months ago, she told me, okay, just to let you know, I'm going to work. I'm going to be full-time in my business. And you need to start somewhere, even if you are in the public institution or a public servant, you need to start somewhere and see how it works, so that if you fail, you know that you have failed. You can correct yourself until you find a way to really make sure that you can make it work for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you can't just risk everything. Not everybody, you don't have a net, you need your money, you need your salary, you need to make a living, but you also need to find the balance between I'm making a living, but I also need to do something that's to fulfill myself, even though my job, I love it, but I know I have more to give. I have other things to share. So you need to really make sure that you create a space. It's all a matter of discipline, actually, because we're always saying that, no, we can't do that, we can't do this. Yes, we do, we can. The thing is that we just don't make the time for it. We need to make the time for what matters for us. If you really take 1 hour a day working on your business idea, I'm sure that at some point you will see that, okay, if I take 1 hour instead of being on Netflix or on Facebook or on social medias, I can be using that time to develop my business and make researches and everything. I'm sure that you will see the difference between it. I'm sure about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Merci.
I think I have one on my computer, business model Canva. I'm trying to, I'm looking. So if someone else has something, oh, I have one in French, God. Okay, I will just show it to you, even if it's French. Can I share the screen, Berlin?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. You can find it online. It's very easy. It's a tool called Business Model Canva. So you have your key partners. You will share. It's just a one-pager. Your key activities, what do you want to do? Your value proposal, your customer relationship, your target market, your distribution network, your resources, and then come down. I think my screen is, okay. Your cost structure here and your revenue, how do you make money? Oh yeah, it's actually what I do. I give entrepreneurship classes, so this is the form I use for in French for my students. So it's my sheet. So this is a business model canvas. You can download one online, and think and start filling it out. It will give you clarity on your model. It will help you shape your business model. It's not a business plan, but at least it gives you an idea on the business model.
That's really good. Thank you so much, Nebo. That's very
You're
good.
welcome. I suggest all of you with business ideas use that model. I think it's quite interesting to use a business model Canva. Let me type it in the chat. Okay, you can find.
There's also Zahara, who wanted to ask a question. I think I just.
Yes, Zahara, get away. Please, go away, partner. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, thank you, Nabu and Verlaine. Thank you a lot, Nabu, for this talk. I actually went to one of your talk in Bamako, Mali, and I was honestly amazed. My question was actually asked by Umi, one of my questions, but I wanted to know, what is one of your biggest challenge you face when you start your entrepreneurship journey? And also, I want to know, I know it's hard to balance family life and entrepreneurship. So how do you do to find your way?
Thank you so much. That's a very good question, because my biggest challenge is time. You know, you just pinpointed it. Just said time is the biggest challenge, but not time because I'm not so well organized. I guess people who are better organized could do more than me or make the most of the time. And the balance is to be disciplined in the time organization. We're not disciplined, and to ask for help. If we can ask for help in our environments, we need to be able to ask for help. The thing is that we all want to do everything by ourselves. Me, thank God I have my sons and I make them work. They have to wash the dishes. Sometimes one of them will cook, like especially with the confinement, I'm just with them. So they have to cook. I will say, this one we cook, this one we wash the dishes, this one today we do that. So you have to make sure that everybody in the family or in the environment or in the community contributes to the job. Don't be burdened by being a superwoman. The problem of women who want to be Wonder Women without the superpower. You can't do it all by yourself. You need help. If you have small children, you need someone to keep them for you. Like I know Fadima has Malala somewhere in the house, hidden. You need to ask friends to help you with the kids. You need to have someone that you can rely on, that you can drop your children with, that you can, you know, they can go there, you're safe. You need help. We are not Wonder Women. We are women, and we need to be supporting. We need support in our community. We need friends that we can rely on, that can help us keep the kids. We need people to be really there around us. And the problem is not that the people are not ready to help. We're not ready to ask. That's the real issue. We don't like asking, because we just feel that, oh, if I ask as a mother, as a woman, maybe to be asking to someone is a sign of failure. It's not a sign of failure. The reason why in our community of women we have all these depression, comment on dit depression, nervous breakdown, sorry for the French, nervous breakdown and everything, is because we want to do everything by ourselves. We want to be here and there and there and here. At some point, you can't do it all. My mother is like that. She wants to do everything. And I tell her, I'm not going to put pressure on me. If somebody lost his mother or father, you have to be there because you must be there. Something happened in the community, you must be there. I mean, if you don't go to the funeral that same day, the person is not going to wake up because you didn't go. Because you're going. And I'm saying that to my friends, blank. You don't have to be at every wedding that you have to attend. You can say no. You can stay in your house and you just want to be wearing your pajamas. You don't want to go out. You don't have to. It's not because everybody's doing it that you have to do it. Manage your time. Be selfish. I'm teaching people to be selfish. Be selfish. Put yourself first on the stake. Even your children, they will go one day and leave you behind. And if you're destroyed, you will have only yourself to blame, because you have given everything, and then you say, oh, my children don't care about me. They care about you, but they have to live their lives. They didn't tell you to give your life for them. You do what you can do. You do your best, but don't sacrifice yourself. That time of our mother saying, oh, but I did it for you. I said, please, you did it because you wanted to do it. You're not going to stress me. So that's it. Fatima, you want to talk?
I'm just clapping. I'm just clapping and nodding, as you can see.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nabu. This is so inspiring. I just have a quick question for you. As you know, I have been living outside of my country, and I have been having ideas bubbling up every day. And I think I told you that when we met in March, that I think something brought me this year in particular to think about entrepreneurship. But again, I'm away from family, I'm away from Mali. It's so hard. I have tried something, but it got mismanaged. I lost a lot of money, so I'm so scared of even thinking of trying something now. Trying to find, as you said, trustworthy partners, try to even think about it again. So that's the challenge for me. How do you even start thinking about business knowing that you are away from home?
Can I give you something? Where is Malala first? My first question, where is my best friend?
She's here, and she wanted to talk to you a long time ago. Come and say hi to
Malala, excuse me, Malala is one of my best friends, okay?
Say hi.
Hello, Malala. Hi, Malala. So, you know what, Fatima, you remember the lady I was staying with in Kigali in March?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you know she's there with her husband? You know what she's doing? And this is a good idea for you, something that you can do in Mali. You know all these baskets that women are doing and are weaving in Rwanda?
Yeah.
She has a community of women that are weaving for them, and she sends them by DHL to Cote d'Ivoire. People pay her. Western Union is not dead, it's there. People pay her either through PayPal, you open a PayPal account, or Western Union or whatever. People pay her or put it in your account in West Africa or whatever, if you have an account in Mali or EcoBank or whatever bank. I'm not being advertising for it. And she sends them out by DHL. You do a deal with DHL, you tell them you want to, and it's working. I ordered mine. Mine are coming because she's coming on the 9th. I told her, she said she's coming with it on the 9th. Actually, she's coming. People see to play. Excuse me, that was a little practical thing. I need that liquid, oil pepper from Rwanda, please. So that's what she's doing, and she is selling all these baskets like crazy. She just goes. She's in Kigali. She's been stuck there for 6 months with March with her husband. No, she came back. When I came back, she was here, and then she went back on the 20th of March. And that's what she's doing. So you just have to make sure that you leverage. You don't need even someone to be involved in that. You just go to DHL in Kigali, tell them, I have things I want to send from Rwanda, I want to export from Rwanda, things from Mali, I just want to send, people want it. Can I have a good rate? And you negotiate a rate. You put those baskets up or any other thing that Rwanda has to offer. Rwanda has a lot of things to offer. And you put it there to start with. I can give you the contact of a lady that has a community of weavers in Kigali. I will send you the number later. Okay. So anyone else? Zaytuna, you're welcome. Zaytuna, you wanted to talk, but you had disappeared. What is your entrepreneurial project?
Bye.
I'm here. No, I'm just saying, talking to Malala. Don't mind me. Does anyone has a question? I think Zaytuna has disappeared.
If I may, Nabu, perhaps you can ask a question. Oh, okay, great. Zaytuna is back.
Oh, okay. Zaytuna. Hello, Zaytuna.
Hello, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I was also thinking that there are women.
Kelebogile, can you touch your mic? Thank you. Okay, yes, Zaytuna, I can hear you.
Yes, I was saying there are women not in my community, but my neighboring community. They are doing beadings and they are making earrings, bracelets. And I was just thinking if I can buy from them, then I sell them online.
That's a very good idea. Where are you from, Zaytuna? Where are you calling us from?
I'm from Kenya.
Okay, I mean, come on, Zaytuna. Do you know all these shoes from Kenya are selling so much in this our country? People are just crazy about the beaded shoes, the beaded Kenyan things. People are crazy about it. There's no way everybody can make money from something. Even I can be in my kitchen and decide that I'm going to do cakes. I'm going to put those cakes out there on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, and I'm going to get orders. I have friends who do it on weekends, for example. They work during the week, and then weekends, what they do is, you know, we mothers, we don't always want to cook on weekends. And she does very reasonable prices. She does some quiche, some tarts, some pizzas, some homemade things. And she just start on Friday. You can order on Friday. There's a small menu. I'm just giving ideas for other people, you know. You can order the menu on Fridays, and over the weekend, she delivers. She knows who she's going to deliver to. That's a way also of doing things. There's no way you cannot create something for yourself unless you don't want to. I'm not being, because if you have flour, my nanny I had before, when my kids were small, one of the first nanny I had, she stayed with me a few years. And when she left, I had helped her buy a piece of land in her country, because I was in Kinshasa, she was in Brazzaville in Central Africa. And I taught her how to make cakes and everything. I used to love making, okay, I still love, I'm more lazy now. But the cakes that I've taught her, she became supplier. She was selling them to men who are working in the building areas. And she was making her money, and it was even going to Cabinda. Cabinda is a border with Angola in Congo, Brazzaville. So she was in Pointe Noire. And she was making a living out of it. She managed to build a house with it. So there's no way, anything you do, there's no small business. There's a way of doing business. You can improve what we have. We can start an informal kind of business, informally, but we can make it into something formal that will create value beyond our dreams. We just need to not underestimate any activity. There's not one activity that can be underestimated. Our grandmothers used to sell cold water. What we have is bisap. We have bisap. We have a ginger juice. They will freeze it, put it in the freezer. You know, when they had freezers then, not everybody had a fridge or a freezer. So when they had one, they would manage and make the most of the freezer, of the fridge, and make money out of it. Some others, their daughters came and improved the processes involved, included the packaging, include the value that you can bring to the chain. You impact the community because you have some women that will work for you that you can help. Like my friend in Mali, she has a tea factory. And she has all these women. She buys the production from the women. She helps them. Le Thé Sahel, I don't know if you know the Sahel tea. She's originally from Niger Republic, but her husband is from Mali. So, and she has a small factory of tea. She started slowly. Another one does some cereals for children. She started from her mother. Her mother was doing it. She improved the process of her mother. Did it in a more industrial way. So there are so many ways of doing the business. And look at what Ruth started. Boxes, self-care, little things. Fadima, all these baskets are these decoration baskets. We'll talk later. You have them in your house and you're thinking about what you can do. Can you imagine? No, that's what conversation is important, because it opens up our minds and we exchange and we communicate, and together we find solutions together. That's why it's important to be in a network. Don't be on your own. Be part of a network where you can leverage the network for advice, for discussion, conversation like this. Listening to each other is very important. We get ideas from each other. We get advice from each other. We get feedback, positive or negative, from each other, telling you could do this better, you could do that better. So it's very important. That was me. Verlaine, over to you. Anyone has a question?
Thank you so much, Ransa. Yes, we'll leave the floor. Maybe if someone has a question to come in. Kele. Yeah.
How's everyone? Hello.
Hello, Kele.
How are you? Hi. So I'm Kilebogile from South Africa, and you were just talking about networks now, and there's actually a network that I'd like to share, and it's so based on everything that you've been talking about starting small, looking around you and having these conversations with other women. It's called Lionesses of Africa. So what they do is that they bring together different female entrepreneurs from everywhere in Africa that are doing wonderful things. And there's so many inspiring stories from other women in other African countries, which I feel like the one lady that we're talking to now can actually, you know, leverage from, because it's all about starting small, and it's always about solving something very small, you know, a small problem that can lead to bigger things. So check out Lionesses of Africa. I'll share the link to the network with Val on my WhatsApp, and then she can share it with everyone. I think it's a good starting point, and they've got different chapters in different African countries as well.
Thank you, Kelly. I know Lioness of Africa. Yeah, they've invited me to some talks. It's a very good network, and it's very interesting. But that's not the only network. There's so many, and even Zara's Dream is trying to become a network like this. So I think you should also build your network. Reach out to what's her name, Melanie. I think reach out to Melanie and see how you can create synergies between Zara's Dream and Lioness of Africa in order to empower the thing. Lioness of Africa is very entrepreneurship driven, but it's very interesting. I have the letter, the newsletter every day. That's an interesting network. The only problem is solely Anglophone, even though she does think it's French-speaking countries, but it's very more English-speaking oriented. So I know that you have a mix of Francophone and Anglophone here. That's one network. But I mean, network is not only something formalized, it can also be something that you organize yourself. Call your friends in, sit with them, take 5, 6 friends, tell them, okay, I have an idea. What can I do? Can I pick your brain? Sit and listen and talk to each other. You know, the mentality for which way I have to be in my corner to do something, nobody should know it. It's dead, it's finished. Call in people, do a Zoom call with friends. Guys, I have an idea, even with people that you don't really know too well, because sometimes you can have more insight for people who know you too well. They may think that, and they think they know you. Sometimes they don't really know you. They've known you during a certain time in their life, but they don't really know who you are as a person. And they don't know your second passion or your hidden thoughts or your hidden dreams. So when you share with them, they might shut you down sometimes. That's why sometimes it's good to be in a community where people don't really know you, so they can give you genuine advice, not based on who you are, but based on who you really want to be and who you're really aspiring to be. So that's one thing. But thank you so much for sharing. I believe that when networks of women are not enough, they're not enough, and you can use any of them, leverage. I'm in one with a lot of South Africans, actually it's a South African network, because I have clients in mining. So I'm in Women in Mining, WIMSA, South Africa. They had things happening like this during the coronavirus, the pandemic, the lockdown. So it was important to communicate with other people.
Naboo Grandsa, this last point that you shared is so powerful on communicating and sharing, and not, you know, keeping our little ideas to ourselves.
Yes.
Always, you know, take some good notes. But perhaps I'll just give, you know, a few last thoughts and let you close our Be You Powerfully talk. It's 11:05. You know, it's always one small short hours. We need to perhaps have a longer time, but for today, I think we've received so much from you, Naboo Grandsa, really, in terms of how even to you start, you know, in terms of processes. Because when we think about entrepreneurship, we think, oh, it's all over the place and we don't have a business plan, and all the great advice that you shared with all Zara streamers today in terms of, you know, the template and even refocusing on yourself and how to start a business, because this is really what this is about. I think for last words that I would like to share today is about what you just shared, you know, leveraging the online community. And Zara's Room is really about that. And Zara actually is on the call today. She's here. She's the one who asked you the question. She was my intern. We worked together at the AU mission back in the days. Then she left to go back to Mali. And, you know, I had hustled so hard to buy this first suit. And she was so tiny, just like I was. And I said, Zara, this is for you. And then she sent me back. I know I probably said this story again before, but she sent me back a picture with this great suit. It was I don't want to say the brand, but a really beautiful suit, pants and jacket. And she was there in Mali with it. So I think this is what networking is about. You know, the old thought about, oh, networking is about a business card. It's not that anymore. It's about connecting, being together, and as you said, bouncing ideas from each other, you know, and we should not be scared. I love what you said about competition, because competition allows you to grow as long as you're in your own lane, you know, you do your own thing and you bring your own sauce, you bring your piri piri. I have myself the Rwandan little sauce here. The hot sauce. So you add your own piri piri into the dish that you're making. But it's so important that we break out this mentality, and I put a tweet this morning about that, about the scarcity mentality.
I read it.
It's so
loved it.
Yeah, because every day, you know, and particularly I want to be open even in the environment in which we are, you know, international organizations, there's a lot of scarcity mentality, thinking that, oh, if the other person puts out something, we're not going to have it, or etc. You know, we just have to look at what nature is. It stretches. The universe literally stretches, and ourselves, we're particles of a universe that stretches, and there's no reason why in our undertakings and actions we cannot stretch. As a matter of fact, this is the only way forward. And so that's something that I would like to put out there, and I really invite everyone, young women, to join Zahara Stream. It's a community, it's a network, it's really about being ourselves and stretching and not being limited. We just launched yesterday the online community online. So I'm sure everyone has received the link. I posted it twice already. I know I'm spamming everyone. That's what we call marketing. I posted the link twice in the chat box, so please take a minute to join it, and on it you'll be able to share posts, share articles. As Nabu just shared, you know, if you're working on a business idea, oh, I'm working on the basket or the boxes, as Ruth Aini has mentioned, you know, put it out there, and maybe there's a sister inside the community who can help you scale it up. You know, maybe she has a business that helps deliver or anything else. And the last thing I would like to share is that Zahara Stream is really a broad and large community, you know, and of course Zahara is an African young woman by heart, but it's a universal dream, you know, and you've seen by the diversity. We have Julianne, for instance, from Brazil. We have young women from Paris, from the US. Caroline is based in Atlanta. Whoop, whoop. Georgia. So we have really, and that's where we see that we can come together, you know, across borders, across what would appear to be differences, you know, differences that we might see on the skin color or anything else. But in the end, what counts is, you know, what brings us together, you know, our solidarity beyond those differences. So that's something that I would like to really encourage. And please do stay connected. Join the online network that is out there and continue to be you powerfully. On that, I leave the floor to Adranza because I'm so excited to have Nabu share the last word. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to share Vivian's testimony in the chat. I quite started mine in my first year in college, doing that from the school dorm, and that helped us such things that I needed. Exactly. Thank you, Vivian, for sharing. I think all of us are entrepreneurs at heart because we have all had a woman in our family that was selling something, some food, something. All of us African women, and I think African women are the biggest entrepreneurs, women in the world, even though our entrepreneurship is not sophisticated, it's basic. But our dream now is to make sure that we, as more educated women, we're a generation of women that have been lucky to be educated, we can take those small businesses of our mothers, of our aunties that they used to do, take them to another level, make them copy the business, the idea, but improve the idea in such a way. So don't be afraid of your idea. There's no small idea, there's no stupid idea. The idea that seems basic, there's no basic idea. This year is 2020. You can buy something from someone around your corner and put value, packaging, put a brand on it, and make it something that will grow, that will be bigger. So I leave you on that note. I'm so happy that Zahara's Dream is going to be Francophone too. That is the strength of Zahara's Dream. Unfortunately, too many networks are English-driven, are Anglophones, so we cannot have our French-speaking sisters to join. So it's a pleasure for me to announce that Zahara's Dream will be also in French. And this is going to be amazing, and it is going to allow us to bring in other young women that maybe the language barrier is going to stop them, and maybe later they can come across with women who speak English, help them improve their language skills, create a community together. So it's very important. I will finish also, Verlaine. I will have this week on my own platform a personal branding. I have two interesting classes that are going to be free classes. One is with a friend of mine who is an expert in digital transformation. And hopefully when the Zahara's Dream French is going to start, I will have her give you like some talk here. And some of my friends, I will gladly share some of my friends who are bankers, director of banks, very prominent ladies who do amazing things. I hope they will be able also to come and share also with you on the platform. And on Thursday, I will have a masterclass on personal branding. I believe personal branding is very important for women. And I really, really, really think we have to put ourselves out there. I have a class called Show Up and Shine that has started a few months ago. I have a cohort now, but we'll have the masterclass will be on Thursday, 6 p.m. my time will be maybe, but I will record it and it will be replayed for those who will miss it. So I really believe don't stop learning. Learn from anyone you meet, learn everywhere you can. Don't stop giving, because it's important to share. When you share, you receive. And stop doubting about your abilities, and don't stop belittling your ambitions. Thank you so much, and have a good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are.
Thank you so much, Nabou. Perhaps if everyone can unmute and show their beautiful faces.
I would love to see your faces, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.